listening to Wake Up with Christopher D. Simone on the Live the Dream Media Network, Southern Arizona's premier live talk and online radio.
So it's also Tucson Loves Music Friday, and we have Kathy, Paul, and Brent Kort here. Good morning to you all. Thanks you for being here. Before we get going on the music stuff, Miss Kathy had a request for, she said 45 seconds, which I thought was an interesting number, to remember a friend of your family that's very important to you.
Yes, my dad served in the Korean War, and Dad passed in September of 22. And after that, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. After that, I started talking with his friend, John Sonstegard, who is in Ipswich, South Dakota, and they are listening now. So hi, Mr. S. I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. Sorry I didn't get to call you last night, but I was under the weather. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Thank you for everything. Mr. S. served in Korea, USMC. He also is a Vietnam vet. He served in the Army and the U.S. Air Force. So
Wow.
This guy had an amazing career, and since I've started talking with him in these last 3 or 4 years post Dad's passing, I've learned a lot. He shared with me a lot of stories that my family, even my oldest bro who served at USMC in Desert Storm and Plus, we never knew. So this has been really therapeutic. So Mr. S., love you, and thank you, John Jr., for helping me set everything up this morning so your dad can watch. I love you. Love you. Talk with you soon. So now let's get on to Brent Kort.
Minute, 2 seconds.
Oh, my God. All right. Add it to our bill.
Because I hang out with the Korean War vets of Southern Arizona with Margot and her crew, she'll tell you that these guys don't talk about it until all these guys, they didn't talk about it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Right? And then they get together at this Korean War vets chapter, and their family starts talking about it, and all of a sudden they start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff they've been kind of chewing on and hiding for 40, 50 years. It's really amazing.
It is. And the stories he's told me about my dad and his, my dad's and his exploits are funny and scary, because I never knew my dad was, shot at the extent that he was. But it's given me and my family a lot of closure.
That's awesome.
So
Paul, who's this Brent Kort guy? Tell me more.
Well, that's hard to summarize quickly.
Well, you're an intelligent young man. I know I have faith in you.
So Brent is the hallmark in the music community. He's been doing what he's been doing for 30 years or more. He's been involved in every aspect of the local music community. He has multiple bands that have been together for decades, which I think the coolest thing that he does is his local love promotions, where he gives young bands or unknown bands the opportunity to perform at places like the Rialto, 191 Tool, places that people would love. And he puts together these amazing shows. They're low cost. It's really thank you for what you give to the local music community.
Thank you, and thank you for your support for the local music. It's been wonderful.
Thanks, Brent.
So where's Brent from originally?
Grew up in Kansas City.
Okay.
And started music in Kansas City, and then came out here for college.
What is start music in Kansas? You're going too fast already.
Okay.
Brent Kort.
I played guitar and harmonica with a good friend Billy Teagle, and that's where I started doing some writing.
Is
we
this
did
high
some
school?
recording. This is when I was in high school. We recorded at a little place, and they liked it so much they couldn't pay us with a contract or anything like that, so they gave us free recording time so they could put us on their sampler music and put us on the radio and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was my first introduction to music.
This
in
band
high
have
school.
a name, or was just
That was just Brent and Billy.
Okay,
but I'm
that's
still
okay.
playing some of the songs I wrote even back in high school. I'm still playing them in a band Saguaroville today, and in a band Bad Tourist that I played in for years as well. I'm still playing those songs.
What kind of music?
That's more folky stuff, but I play a little of everything. Tonight, I'll be playing at the Tucson Racket Club, and I'll be playing with a band called Dust. It is a country cover band. I play harmonica in that band. Though most of the songs don't have harmonica in them, I play on pretty much every song and solo a lot in this band. It's a lot of fun. We got a couple originals
Did you
as
just
well.
pump us up for lots of harmonica solos tonight?
Lots of harmonica
is that what you
solos.
just said, Kort? That's amazing.
Where they don't necessarily belong.
Milt's in the live chat says Brent's shows are the best.
My local love shows are very fun. I
Yes, they
just
are.
had 2 last weekend. One was at La Rosa. We had Rockstar Wrestling set up the professional wrestling ring. I had Marty the Moth from WWE and a number of other wrestling places come there, and he was wrestling with some of the Los Luchas wrestlers.
Who the
And I
hell?
had
I was going to hear Marty the Moth today.
Marty the Moth.
And Marty the Moth and numerous harmonica solos, all within 2 minutes of each other.
Very quickly from
Good
each other, and that was a lot of fun. The next day, I threw on one of my series at 191 Tool metal. I used to do a lot of metal fests. Now I'm calling it By the Tracks. So I did Metal by the Tracks because we're right next to a train station at 191 Tool.
Right.
100-year-old building, used to be a grain elevator right there next to the train station. And I'm playing shows or working shows almost every weekend. Saturday, I'll be playing in another band called Funky Bonz. It's the one I'm the lead singer of. I've been playing for 30 years in that one at On the Rocks.
So I want to. The La Rosa thing keeps coming up a lot. So explain how La Rosa has changed. I felt like it's changed the live music dynamic, or is it just the newest shiny hall in the collection?
It is a little of both. It's got great people running it. Dave Slutz from over at
Sure, I
Hotel
know Dave.
Congress,
Yep.
and Charlie Levy from up in, he used to manage Jimmy Eat World, and he owns a bunch of bars in Phoenix, and he's sold a number of bars to Live Nation. He's got the Crescent Ballroom and then others like that, and the two of them make a great partnership, and they have years and years and years of booking experience and years and years and years of history.
And the relationships are huge.
Exactly. And the room is gorgeous. The sound is amazing. The lights are amazing. And right now it is the shiny new thing that everybody wants to do.
What's seating capacity in there?
It can change depending
What's
on
max?
what you've got going. I'm not 100% sure on that.
1,000?
It has to be over. It has to be grandfathered into 1,000 because they don't have to separate between kids and adults like most places would have to do if they do all ages shows.
Right.
It has to be a certain number, and they obviously are at that because they don't have to separate children from adults there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I would say they could do 1,000 people shows because I think that's the capacity for that, but I could be wrong. But they've set up, I've been there, I've worked shows where they've set up chairs and done 2 Pat Metheny shows within hours of each other.
Sure.
Both sold out. Amazing.
What brought you to Tucson? What's her name?
Actually, as a kid, my parents would bring us out here for my cousin's bar mitzvahs up in Phoenix, and we stayed at the Point, and we went horseback riding, and our horseback, the trail
This
boss.
is Point at South Mountain?
I think so. I don't
Or
know
the
Phoenix all
Tapatio
that
Clips
well.
one.
I don't know Phoenix that well.
Did it
but
have the Rustler's Roost cowboy restaurant in it?
this was more than 30 years ago.
Oh, they're just...
I
So
don't
we went there
remember.
when I was in New York. We came out to Phoenix to thinking about whether or not we're going to move out here. And we went to the Point, and they had the Rustler's Roost. And I remember they actually sold... Remember, we're New York City folk. And you can have as an appetizer actual chunks of rattlesnake.
The guide on the horseback tour shot the head off of a rattlesnake while we were riding. I'm like, I love this place. I love this. I never want to mow a lawn again. I never want to shovel snow or scrape the ice off of my car. I fell in love with the whole allure of the Southwest.
Okay.
Came out here, became an anthropologist at the University of Arizona, worked for the Bureau of Applied Research in Anthropology.
Were you an anthropologist? Did you ever have the education back in Kansas City? Or you went to the U of A here? and got it?
University
Okay.
of Arizona.
Okay.
I worked for a wonderful doctor, Dr. Rathje, on the garbology program. I was a
Well-
garbologist.
Tell me more. You can't say garbologist, numerous harmonica solos, and Marty the Moth.
Well, classical archaeology would be like digging up stuff,
Right.
bones and stuff like that you think of. But if you look at cultures near us, like the Naco and Lerner sites, the Native American sites, you would be digging up trash mounds to find out how that culture, what its priorities were, how it worked. So we would dig up trash mounds as well. We dug up garbage in landfills, and we reconstructed bottle production in America from the 1890s to the 1920s is one of the projects I worked on. Sounds very cool, but really it was out with a backhoe in over 100-degree heat, digging at different levels, getting bags to later go through and sort and mark everything how it is. All the little glass bottles on the bottom, it has little numbers that'll tell you where it was made, when it was made. So we reconstructed glass production in America, and at the same time we were getting lots of other accounts, money for finding textiles, finding tubes, stuff, anything like that we could.
You're the guy to talk to, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but over by kind of like a Mission Gardens, San Augusto, the Mercado there, isn't there a big landfill area in there too that's historical?
There are a number of
that
them.
was one of the problems with developing over there was whether it was methane or whatever was going on over there.
You got to check the methane levels as you're digging because it can become dangerous, and then they get tapped out at a certain point, and you can't do much with it.
It's so funny. One of my friends who's she's in Boston right now. She says, "Holy hairband guests you got there today, DeSimone." Talking about both of your wonderful long killer haircuts. So just want to let you know that's out there. So I'm enjoying it. We're going to go to break, and we're going to talk more music stuff when we come back. We're hanging out. Tucson Loves Music. We're hanging out with Brent Kort, K-O-R-T. Funky Bones?
Funky Bones.
Funky Bones. What kind of tunes? What's the kind of music at Funky Bones?
Excellent guitar, horn-driven, funk, rock. We've played with Bootsy Collins, George Clinton, Ozone Motley.
Love it.
All kinds of great bands.
All right,
And
remember,
reggae, right?
A little bit of reggae in there, too.
TucsonLovesMusic.com. He's going to be rocking the harmonica with Dirt later tonight at the Racket Club.
Dust, yes.
Dust. What did I say? Dirt?
Yeah.
Bad, Chris. Dust at the Tucson Racket Club tonight. All right, we'll see you in a bit. You're on Live the Dream Media. Christopher DeSimone. Tony is doing the good work in the producer box today. And Bob Elliott's coming up in 29 minutes on the, what's it called again? Yes, the Bob Elliott Show. Thank you very much. Make it easy for me. Make it easy. We're hanging out with Kathy and Paul. Tucson Loves Music. And our guest today is Brent Kort from Brent Kort. He has like 5 bands. He's doing freelance harmonica. He's doing promotions, concerts. So you're Live the Dream Media. You seem like you are living the dream.
I definitely am choosing to have fun experiences over working, which is financially not as rewarding, but I'm definitely choosing to play more gigs than I am to work at this point, and that's.
But even over the last so many years, the idea that you've been able to do all of these things, right? 20 years ago, could you imagine 20 years later you'd be doing all of this in relation to things you love?
Yeah. I think I've known early on that this is what I wanted to do. Didn't know what level I'd
Why
get
do you
to.
say such brash things, Brent Kort?
There's something about performing on stage, playing your music, or even playing covers and getting that reaction from the crowd. It's just, there's nothing else like it, and I knew I was going to be chasing that basically from the first time I did it.
Are there any? So we talk about with the in relation to growing the concert business, right? We were talking about out of towners that are looking for places, and how Tucson Loves Music and partnering with a Visit Tucson or different things like that would be important. Maybe even a TripAdvisor relationship could be important to guys for what you're doing. But when we talk about the market itself in Tucson, as Brent's already shaking his head. Tell me more, Brent Kort. You know where I'm going. You're reading my mind. Go.
The new term that everyone's talking about is the blue dot syndrome, which is basically showing the empty seats at concert halls.
Yep.
Huge tours aren't coming or announce that they're going to be coming. They try to put tickets on sale. Then they just cancel the whole tours or huge legs of the tour because of lack of ticket sales.
Yep.
We are not in the best time for supporting going out and going to see live music.
And
the
Tucson
ticket costs,
economically has always been on the razor's edge. This is not a totally prosperous community.
we are a B market.
Yep.
Ticket prices have exponentially gone up, and it's not great for the business.
Yeah.
That being said, it still seems like lots of venues are still doing pretty well and still getting lots of shows.
So what's the sweet spot show? What's the sweet spot? Because you can't do something, you're talking about these big, well, Tucson's not even a big market. As you said, we're a B market, right? But is the sweet spot a local band that has good following, 500 seats, 1,000 seats? What does that look like? What's the, financially, what's a sweet spot in concert promotion right now?
Well, for me, I'm not spending too much money on artists, so that's makes it easy for me because it's getting more expensive to travel, gas, and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I do 500 people for a local show. That's a great number. It's a great number to try to hit. I think I'm going to sell out 191 Tool on one of my shows in August, and that'll be the first time I've ever sold out a show, and I think I may even sell it out in advance.
What's capacity on 191?
500.
Okay, gotcha.
So I do a lot of 191 shows, and I haven't sold one out there yet. I've done over 500 at Rialto a few times, but I would say my sweet spot for a local show is 250 to 350. That's a great show. That's a lot of people. It's getting a good number in
191 is
there.
very nice. I've been there once for a show. It was California Guitar Trio. They were amazing. But
We've put a lot of upgrades into the 191 Tool. We removed one of those big pillars in the middle that was a vision killer. They put new sound in there. We changed the sound over at the Rialto. It's got some amazing sound at Rialto, and we took the sound from Rialto and put it in 191, so now it has great sound as well. They've done a lot of improvements on it.
Well, I know Herb's trying to get Teatro Carmen on its feet up there, which would be another place that probably holds 500.
Yep. Another one of those.
So Tony, you can bring up the pictures. We got this young man with funky bones on the left doing it up. And your hair is super spectacular in that picture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what was going on that day, but the Zermac was rocking that day. And then I assume you were inducted into the Tucson Musicians Hall of Fame.
I was proudly inducted into the Tucson Musicians Museum last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank
Yes.
you very much.
I remember when that thing was first cooking years ago. I'm friends with Ed Alexander. And I know he was very involved trying to push that and of course we lost our boy George Howard, which was crushing.
He'd come see Funky Bones all the time at the Hut, and we'd chat many times. And he told me many times, "You're on the list. You're on the list. You just got to wait your turn." He was great, and he was great for this community and local music and putting a spotlight on. We have some amazingly famous artists that live here in Tucson.
Yeah.
And he was one of those, but wouldn't hesitate to do every open mic. Wouldn't hesitate. Just.
He's been on my show multiple times, and he had the joie de vivre, right, man? Yeah. He was just always just electric, great personality, very passionate about the local music scene.
I was just reminiscing with Kenny Wayne Shepherd. One of the high ups at Kenny Wayne Shepherd was from Tucson and was great friends with George Howard, so we had a good conversation about him the other day.
So Chris Dodge hooked us up with Mark Wood, the violinist.
Yes.
Right, and I didn't know he lived in Tucson.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, that guy is unbelievable.
He'll be doing another year, I believe. He's doing his Trans-Siberian, the small thing, not the huge thing, but his thing again at Rialto Theater this year.
He was just on the show. He was here like 3 weeks ago, and he was heading back. We grew up on Long Island, New York, literally 9 minutes from each other. And so he was heading back. And so it's funny, he does this thing with all these schools, right?
Yes,
training all these. And so the school district he was going to is where my buddy Joe, who I know since kindergarten, his kids go to that school. So I think there's a Mark Wood, Joe McMahon meeting coming up in the next 48 hours. So
nice.
It's just small world.
Yeah.
Small world. Tribute to Ozzy. Let's get to the real stuff here. Yeah. July 24th. This is at the Rialto?
No, this is also at 191 too.
Oh, 191. Okay. And what's this looking like? Who's participating? Give me a couple of smattering of the set list. What do we got?
I'm hoping to do. This is going to be another one of my ongoing series with hopefully Tucson Loves Music, and any artist could be honored. This happens to be a year from the time Ozzy passed away in July, and he was a big influence on me in my youth, and I know a lot of other people. So this is my inaugural Tucson Loves Ozzy. I'd like to do it once a year, and I would also like to honor other artists as as needed. Maybe an anniversary for Bowie or Prince. I don't want to talk about who I've got on the Deadpool, but obviously there are a number of artists that may be passing sooner than later, and with the partnership of Tucson Loves Music, I'd like to honor them. For this one, for the Ozzy one, I want to go with bands that don't necessarily sound like the band they're covering, but for this one, I did get Kamiko's new band, Miss Blizzard, which is an Ozzy tribute.
Sure.
And then for the other bands, I've got your Friends Already Broken. Noah Martin is going to be on that show. A wonderful cover band called Sundog, who also is in Vita Ruena, who
We love them.
they won my first battle of the Bands Battle Royale at the Rock a few months ago. I have Miss Olivia and the Interlopers going to do some Ozzy songs, and I hear she's going to do a duet with Kamiko at the end as well on a song. And a wonderful band called The Wind Below is also on that bill. They're fantastic.
And they just won the Battle Royale a couple weeks ago, right?
They also won my
Yes.
Battle Royale, Battle of the Bands at the Rock, that I'm doing once a month with a lot of great sponsors like Sima Music and Aladdin Graphics. And I think,
Well, I love it. I love the idea of a whole night of Ozzy tunes. So
and it's a little more it's a little complicated because I got Miss Blizzard first, so I could figure out which songs I could tell all the rest of the bands they can't play these songs.
Right.
Pick yours now, and she takes a good stack of them. But luckily, between Sabbath, Ozzy, and some of these newer bands, there's plenty of catalog to pick from.
Oh, sure.
Plenty.
That's tricky to get all those bands to not play the same.
Exactly.
the same
There
songs.
were a couple tributes that happened shortly after Ozzy's passing last year, and I remember a lot of the bands playing the same songs, and that was a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. But everybody wants to play the good ones.
It's already a pet peeve of mine. Brent Kort. Are there any non-rock bands playing in this thing? Like, am I going to get a reggae version of War Pigs or something?
I tried to get Swigfoot, and they're going to do it the next time, which is one of my favorite ska bands in town. I would say that the non-rock band Miss Olivia and the Interlopers are definitely not that genre, even though she does Miss Olivia herself.
What's the
back
genre?
in L.A.? Oh, they won Best Rock and Roll Band in Tucson for the last 4 years in a row, probably, and
Okay.
Best of Tucson, and jazzy female vocal.
All right.
Sultry, kind of funky, great
No,
stuff. Miss Olivia's
I always
fantastic.
love when there's cool little reinterpretations of rock songs like that. They've been done correctly in the past. Why not?
Yeah,
Let's go. So, okay, so that's July 20. What night of the week is that?
I've got a bunch of Friday. That's a Friday night,
Okay, that's good. I can actually go and not have to wake up at 4 a.m. to do a show next time.
and the
So-
following Friday night, I've got another local love, Music by the Tracks, with a bunch of great bands on that one too. Day Trails, Future Fires, Crown Syndicate, Hoplites, Sonoran Gothic.
The let's see, we have Pat Hirsch says we love Kathy and TLM. She didn't mention Paul, which is weird.
Understand?
Hi, Pat. Love you.
Carl, I got a fever. The only cure I have is more harmonica. Thank you, Carl. That's beautiful. So we talk about we have this concentration of venues in and around downtown University area. What's the furthest out is a credible place that you guys book or done things that's not in the city core?
Casino del Sol does
Well,
a
no,
lot of good local music.
That's true, but
Um,
there just aren't venues out there that
there's a bunch.
they aren't big enough?
We're doing Union Public House. Dust, the country cover band, will be
sure.
doing July 3rd at the
Brant's
Union
got a
Public
great
House.
stage
I
out there.
love that place. That's when Beef Vegan's been doing his beef games out there as well too. I love that place. Again, On the Rocks is an East Side location. I think it used to be a Famous Sam's. I love playing there. We do a number of gigs at the Gardens at Bear Canyons.
Oh yeah.
Easy hops and vines.
AZ Hops. And that's
Wine country.
yeah. We go to Wine Country a lot. I'll be there
Sure.
like 3 times. Patagonia. We go to Patagonia. We go to
Oh yeah.
Bisbee all the time.
What's that brewery in that Patagonia?
We go to Patagonia Lumber
That's the
Company.
one,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. We play there. We just did a radio station's fundraiser there like a month ago. It was a lot of fun. Every single person was in a Hawaiian shirt. They had the pig roast, the whole fun. It was a lot
love
of
it.
fun. But we're there. We try to get there about once every couple months between the bands I have. Love playing there. Flags, a lot of places. We get around.
That's
get
good.
around. But in Tucson, yeah, there's actually a number of places not on the 4th Avenue downtown radar that have great live music.
So you've almost performed in Tucson as long as Neon Prophet. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we've done a lot of shows.
Are they
with
still
them as
playing?
well. Yeah, they don't have the regular night at Chicago Bar that they had for forever, but they're still playing. They're still doing it.
The Boondocks is closed.
No, it's back open, but it's
Oh.
not doing live music anymore.
Okay.
It hasn't for quite some time.
Not a fun parking lot. I just want to let everyone know that. First in Fort Lowell.
I used to work right next door. It used to be Wooden Nickel Smoke Shop. Then it became something else, and it was we did bar crawls out of that building right next door to it. So we were at Boondocks all the time. And there was a wrestling school in the back of it, and I worked at that place too. I had nothing to do with the wrestling school, but
Oh,
it
there
was
was
a
a
lot
wrestling
of fun.
school in the back of the Boondocks?
Like right next door.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is the history of Pliskin Acres. So that area of whoa, it's a little rough in there.
It's definitely rough in there.
We had a contest on the show of naming it. So Eastside Tom came up with Pliskin Acres, named after Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. So that's, when we say the word Pliskin Acres, that's the area we're talking about.
I've got some crazy video footage from our video cameras. we had some crazy wrestlers that would go get messed up next door at the Boondocks,
Oh,
and they'd
no.
like to have fun, and other people didn't quite get it, and there were some interesting fights that we got on videotape. People coming chasing us in their cars, yeah. It was definitely an interesting area.
Character builder.
Yeah.
I feel like Brent and I have been hogging the discussion. What's going on with you guys? Tell us more.
We're here for Brent.
I
Yes,
understand
we
that.
are.
Any updates in the TLM world that we want to get out before we run out of time?
Go ahead, boss.
Well, our next La Rosa round robin will be Latin focused. We've got Chalaco the band, the Cuban guys, and Ruta Verbena.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this rotation.
Oh, the band's called the Cuban Guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, I like
that's
that.
right.
I thought you just forgot.
No, the Cuban guys. And anybody that's a Seinfeld freak that used to watch Seinfeld, there's an episode, the Cuban Guys. So I implore anybody to go look at that clip of the
Really?
Cuban Guys.
Okay.
Seinfeld, yes. So
All right.
And
that's
we
our-
always have a
that's
hard
our
time
spin.
remembering Libnail's name, so we just call him the Cuban guy.
Okay.
No, but we love these guys. And July 15th, Wednesday night, another round robin. So we're getting that together.
That sounds fun.
It is
It'll be fun with all of the percussion that a Latin band has, with all the timbales and congas, and to do this quick rotation is going to be a challenge. But so
How was your
Just-
previous little round robin? How did that go with our already broken guys?
Oh, it went well. Already Broken, Bloom, Quadrant 44, and Day Trails. It was really a success.
and there was a lot of young folks there, which was
Yes.
always fun when we're out at places that average age is 70. It was fun to see a bunch of 20-somethings up front, crowding the stage, dancing.
And Bloom was the last of the last, and they were actually, the crowd just went wild. Encore, and they were able to do an encore. We were so happy
And they
to be
just-
part of that.
Graduated from high school.
Yes.
Most of them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it was really cool. But speaking of fun, I wanted to ask Brent a question because Paul and I saw you a couple weeks ago, I think, at the Hut. And I would like to know, and I should know this, but I would like to know where you come with, what's that name of the song with the Dr. Seuss and you put your hat on?
Okay, that's literally the first song ever played in Funky Bones.
Okay.
And it is a memory trick that I would use. They'd play the music, and I would just come up with, you could do ABCs or anything you already know in your head just to get the phrasing correct of where you wanted to put words. And this just popped in my head because I knew the words, and I was just trying to find a place to put the words, but it just worked. And
That is
that's
really entertaining.
literally, I mean, I had other songs that I'd written and played with the guitarist that we brought to the band when it was a full band, because I played with the guitarist before that. So I already had songs that were written and done, but this was the first Funky Bones song to come together at a practice, and it was just pure luck because I was just trying to find a placeholder for where I wanted to put the correct words. But it worked, and we've been doing it for a number of years. I tried to get the rights to it from Dr. Seuss, and they sent me a cease and desist letter. So I used to read the cease and desist letter during the breakage, the stop part before I get back into the We Like Green Eggs and Ham. That was a lot of fun, but I never did get the rights to that song. So even on our disc, we had to make it a hidden song.
Okay.
And
But you put the whole hat on and everything,
oh,
right? Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
after we knew we were going to play it live, I went ahead and got a hat. Props were a big part of the show in the early days, a lot more than I do even now.
Because I saw photos of that prior to seeing you perform, and I think some of those photos were taken by our Milton, our TLM staff photographer.
Yep.
So when we saw you a couple weeks ago at the hut, I was like, Paul, we have to stay here until they do that song. So and we did.
What's the story with your puppet?
Okay, that's a dog puppet. We're a funk band. So funk sings about a few different topics, and one of them is kind of a misogynistic sex topic, is very much in the funk realm. I have a number of songs that I don't like to cuss or be too dirty. I want to get them on the radio, but there may be a little misogynistic tone to it, and a sexy little nun, cherry Pop-Tart, and living vicariously through my dog. To take the edge off of some lyrics like walk away when my master calls, find a spot in the shade and lick my balls, I have a dog up there, a puppet, and
Wow.
it becomes the children's favorite song. They love it, and you kind of glance over all the little talk about doggy treats and all the other fun stuff that are the little
I love
the
it.
hidden misogynistic tones that are in that
All
wonderful
right, we're going to
song.
have to wrap up. We're going to run out of time. A couple listener want to know that the cease and desist letter from Dr. Seuss rhyme. That was a
That's hilarious. And no, it didn't, but that's fantastic.
first concert.
The first one that I chose to go to, and I had to have
No.
parents take
Which
it.
one? Give me both. Give me the ones your parents dragged you to first.
I had aunts and uncles that took me to like Peter Frampton
Okay.
and Styx, and we had free concerts on the plaza. So
Gotcha.
Bachman Turner Overdrive, all that kind of John Sebastian I saw when I was really young. The only song I knew was the Welcome Back Kotter
Absolutely.
theme. But the first one I chose to go to had to have parent supervision to take us there because I was 13. Was Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon with Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil opening.
How's that for a?
It was mind-blowing. I was addicted to concerts from that point on. I think I've
what
worn a
venue?
concert shirt almost every day of my life since there. It was the Kemper Arena in
Sure.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Home of the Kansas City Kings basketball team in those days.
Heck yeah.
So, and then best concert.
Probably don't. Pink Floyd, or not Pink Floyd, Roger Waters' The Wall. I saw it twice, once in Vegas, once in Phoenix. I used to sneak out and go to the midnight movies to see the Wall, Pink Floyd, The Wall when I was a kid.
Sure.
Knew it back and forth. What they did with the production on that was just mind-blowing. Loved it. He did, modernize it a little and bring it into the, this century. With some of his little political beliefs, but I think it still worked very, very well. Loved it. It was a mind-blowing
And
show.
I'm familiar with the guitarist David Kilminster on that. That guy,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Yep. And then I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan, so I've got a few Grateful Dead shows that'll rank up there, not because of the songs or the performance, just because of the community and atmosphere.
Favorite vocalist of all time?
I love Jerry.
Okay. Who's a vocalist that the average bear hasn't heard of, but they should know?
Manu Chao.
Tell me more about Manu Chao.
Manu Chao sings in so many different languages, semi-political, does producing for other people and is on other people's albums. He's just fantastic. I think he's the closest thing we have to a Bob Marley in this day and age.
So solo stuff.
He was in Mano Negra, which is a punk band with his brothers. Before they were old enough to drink, they were opening for the Clash in soccer stadiums.
Interesting.
But yet nobody knows who they are in America. When I saw them on Coachella, they had a worse crowd than Crowded House on the main stage. And then right after them was Rage Against the Machine, and you couldn't move anymore. It was just packed. It was just weird because Manu Chao is so much better at the political protests than Rage is.
That's two weird bands to get squeezed between, right?
Crowded
House and Rage the
It was
Machine,
definitely
right?
odd.
Wow.
And top 2 or 3 locally owned restaurants you like to go eat at. I know you probably got 90 of them, but give me top 2 or 3.
My favorite wings in town are Rocco's.
Sure.
I Jones for the Rocco's wings. Bison Witches has got some of my favorite sandwiches if I'm going for a sandwich. And Jaime's Kitchen, new pizza place right next to Rialto's
we know Jaime.
is bomb. I love Jaime's Kitchen.
He used to have a ghost kitchen over by First and Fort Lowell, and then he opened up the...
He worked with my good friend Tommy Rat Sound, who's toured the whole world, managed MXPX, and Tommy Rat had a pizza shop for a little while, and this is his protege. He actually was on tour in Tommy Rat's bus for a while, knew that wasn't his lifestyle, became a restaurateur afterwards.
Look at that. All right. TucsonLovesMusic.com. And how do we find out more about you?
Local Love Promotions on Facebook, Funky Bones, Dust, Tucson, and Saguaroville is my latest band. We don't play that often, but we're playing 3 times in August.
Well,
Wow.
you need more stuff to do, Brent. That's what I think.
Yes.
So nice meeting you.
And
Nice
they
meeting you today.
And they have pages
Thank
on
you very
TLM.
much for having me. Thank you very much for inviting me.
They have pages on TLM, so you can find all their stuff
What's
there.
TLM?
TLM.com. TucsonLovesMusic.com.
Yeah, I'm making you say the name one more time.
Come on, Chris.
We're always pumping the name, girl. TLM could be the traditional
still
Latin mass
learning.
for all I know.
I'm still learning.
So, all right. Thanks for another wonderful
We love
day
you,
together.
Brent. We
Thank you
love
very
and
much.
Susie,
Thank you
too.
very
Thank
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being our ombudswoman today.
Yes,
That it
thank
could be
you.
500 to 700 seated at La Rosa. I wanted Susie to get some credit here. So.
Yes.